Nam yo ho ning ge ko 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 nam yo ho ning ge.
Hi, I'm Margaret, and this is the website where we take Buddhist philosophy and practice and apply it to the problems and concerns of everyday life. So today we're going to talk about, do you know what to do when you're not seeing benefit? Buddhism describes 9 levels of consciousness. The 9th level being the level which science would describe as pure potentiality, and Buddhism would say is the intelligent life force, the mystic law. Daisaku Ikeda would describe this invisible level of life as follows. Quote, "In the innermost depths of all beings, there's the primal life force, and it causes living beings to live. This same force supports inorganic matter and works it into the harmonies and rhythms of the great cosmic existence. This all-sustaining force is called the mystic law. When this force manifests itself in the physical world, it appears as laws governing the inorganic world. Similarly, the life force constructs the world of spirit, creates intelligence, gives birth to conscience, gives force to urges and instincts, and thus creates all the variations of mental and spiritual activity. It's called God in other religions, but it's different from God in that it's immanent in the cosmos and in human life. It's not a force outside the cosmos, but is the cosmos itself." That's from Life and Enigma, A Precious Jewel. This is what we connect with when we chant and what we are at our core. This consciousness, this intelligent life, looks out of our eyes. Our incredible human mind has the same creative and generative characteristics as it does, as we are one with it. Since we're creating our lives at every instant, it's important that we understand how our minds work. Now, we've said that the mystic law creates the laws which support the universe, and one of these is the law of cause and effect. This law is completely impartial and impersonal. It just is. We have the free will to use it to create what we want, and also to create what we don't want. It works very much like the law of mathematics. We could use it to come up with a correct answer, or we could use it to come up with a wrong answer. And no ritual or pleas are going to make a difference. We just need to use the law correctly to work with the universe the way it works. When we try to work with it the way we work, we can get into trouble. Now, let's look at the law of cause and effect and how to use it to be successful in creating what we want. When we work with this law of cause and effect, it brings into our experience what we believe to be true. If you would change the circumstances of your life, you must change your beliefs. Everything you're experiencing in your world, you've either consciously or unconsciously brought into your experience. And every negative or positive experience was produced by first giving attention and feeling to it. Fortunately, what you created through the law of cause and effect, you can unmake. Your responsibility is to impress upon your mind the change you wish to express. Now, the 9th level of consciousness works in the eternal now. Everything which has ever been created or is going to be created already exists at this level. When you chant, imagining with feeling what you would experience when you achieve your goal, you trigger its projection into your physical world. When you set a goal, know that what you want already exists, and you will bring it into your world by the belief you already have it. Even though it exists in the eternal now, events appear in a time sequence in our three-dimensional world. And while the event is still invisible, it is our responsibility to maintain our faith that it's already happened. It's also our responsibility to watch our internal dialogue to ensure that it conforms with what you have imagined. So how do you do this? First, determine what you want to have happen. In other words, set the goal. Feel and see the end result you desire. Have an image which says to you, I've already gotten this. For example, let's say you want a promotion. Your image might be your friends congratulating you on the promotion. Your feeling would be an excitement at having gotten it. Or let's say you wanted a new car. Imagine yourself driving it out of the lot for the first time. Feel how happy you are to have it. Smell the new smell. Enjoy the wind in your face. Make the image as real as possible using all of your senses. Next, make a decision. It's going to happen no matter what. We talk about making a determination in this practice, and that's because the universe can't bring you the ideas and resources to achieve your goal until a decision is made. Third, be persistent. We're projecting to the universe all the time. Repeat your imagined result each night before you go to sleep, when you chant, and during the day when you think of it. And if you need other people to bring your goal about, they'll be drawn in according to your imagination. If you need to take an action, it will come about normally and naturally. You don't need to worry about it and help it. Then take action on the ideas that come to you, even though they may not seem to make sense. For example, a friend of mine was looking for a full-time job. A call came from a part-time agency. She ignored it. After all, she was looking for a full-time job. When they called again, which was highly unusual, it turned out they had the perfect full-time job for her. And here's another experience of a woman who was looking for a job. She wasn't having any success in finding a job that week, but kept getting the idea that she should go to a potluck. Since it was a Friday evening and there was nothing more she could do in the job hunt, she decided to go to the potluck. She was late, and there was only one empty chair in the room, right next to a gentleman who had the perfect job for her. Even though in the eternal now your goal is already accomplished, in the three-dimensional world events appear in a time sequence. And during that time, it's important that you're internally talking to yourself in ways that conforms and supports the goal you're imaging. Remember, your thoughts are generative. So be observant. Notice what you're thinking. Since your thoughts produce your feelings, if you find yourself being anxious, worried, depressed, you know your thoughts have gone off track and are not conforming to what you want. As Ikeda says, if you practice faith while doubting its effects, you will get results that are at best unsatisfactory. From my dear friends in America. As an example, if you want a better job, you can't be thinking, my boss won't give me a recommendation, I'm too old or too young or don't have the experience, etc. Inner conversations like these can negate what you're imaging as your goal. So revise these thoughts to conform with what you wish. For example, instead of thinking, oh, probably somebody else is going to be hired, start imagining you're being congratulated by your future employer, or you're reading the letter of acceptance. Project what you want to have happen. Revising what you've been thinking in the past changes the future. For example, an impatient man going through checkout lines was thinking, I always have to wait. And that's exactly what was happening. People in front of him had digital problems or problems checking out, and he had to wait. Now, he knew something about the power of thoughts, and he realized one day that he needed to change his thinking. He remembered that what you believe with feeling is what manifests in your life. So he changed his belief. I never have to wait, even though his senses told him something different. You must disregard the evidence of your senses as it pertains to any undesirable condition in your life, and start projecting what you want to have happen. Shortly thereafter, everything started to move smoothly, with no glitches. Now, you don't want to dig up the seed of what you're trying to produce by being anxious about how it'll be accomplished. Instead, just relax and let go. Have the confidence that that divine consciousness within knows exactly how to bring your goal about. After all, it created all of the phenomenal world. Why not your goal? When you have doubts, refocus on what you want and be confident that it's already done. As Ikeda says, quote, while we're controlling your mind, which is at once both extremely subtle and solemnly profound, you should strive to elevate your faith with freshness and vigor. When you do so, both your life and your surroundings will open wide before you, and every action you take will become a source of benefit. Understanding the subtle workings of one's mind is the key to faith and to attaining Buddhahood in this lifetime. That's from my dear friends in America. In summary, first, set your goal and clearly imagine it as accomplished. Second, make the decision that it's going to happen no matter what. Third, be persistent. Fourth, take action on ideas that come to you. And fifth, talk internally to yourself in ways that conform to the goal that you're imagining. And finally, relax and let go. Thank you so much for your ideas, questions, and comments. They help me think about topics for this vlog, and so keep them coming. And I'll see you the first Thursday of next month.